We are now going to show two reconstructions of Winston and Jasmine being picked up by the police. Think about what worked well and what might have been done differently.
All units stand by. High-graded call. Latimer Road, Puppy Yankee section. Reports to members of the public. Nice C3 male, mid-30s. Standing in the middle of the road, directing traffic. Cars having to brake sharply. Any units deal Puppy Yankee section?
Puppy Yankee from Puppy Yankee 26. We'll take that call. Can you send it down?
Puppy Yankee 26, mate. Thanks. Send it down now. Puppy Yankee 33, just for your information, the last call ever.
Yeah, tell us all the same.
We arrived at the scene to find the subject with his shirt open and standing in the road shouting. He was not wearing any shoes. He looked confused and as if he could have been intoxicated on alcohol or drugs, so we approached him, asking him to move from the road. At this point the subject tried to run away and we apprehended him. He resisted and called out a variety of insults and paranoid accusations, so we arrested him under Section 136 of the Mental Health Act, placing him in the car whilst we tried to find a place of safety to which we could take him.
I don't remember everything, but I do remember the police charging up to me and, you know what I mean, they just freaked me out. I started to try and back off, but they just grabbed me and pushed me into their car. I didn't really know what had been happening. I was just scared by the speed of what happened. I know that at the time I was acting up, but I needed help and compassion. Not to be just, you know what I mean, just bundled into their car like they treat me like I was a dangerous criminal.
What's wrong with this approach? Some police forces find it useful to use the ABCDE model to understand the interface between dangerousness and vulnerability. ABCDE is appearance, behavior, communication, danger, and environment. In Winston's case, his appearance was worrying. His behavior was odd. He was gesticulating at the traffic and looked as if he might be responding to someone we could not see. His communication sounded angry and scared. Because he was in the middle of the road, he was certainly a danger to himself. Although we did not know, there was every sign that he could be dangerous to car drivers and other passers-by, not to mention the police. The environment was very public, with passing cars and pedestrians stopping to watch. It was not a safe or a dignified place for him to be.
We arrived at the scene to find the subject with his shirt open and standing in the road shouting. He was not wearing any shoes. He looked confused and as if he could have been intoxicated on alcohol or drugs, so we approached him cautiously as he might be dangerous, but with the belief he was a vulnerable person. We tried to use gentle tones to bring his awareness to us and tried to talk him round and pacify his anxieties. This worked, and we then led him to the car, explaining that we wanted to help him and we were going to take him to a place of safety. So he was being arrested under Section 136 of the Mental Health Act for his own protection.
I don't remember everything totally clearly, but I do remember seeing the police and I was kind of like freaked out. They caught me and talked to me, telling me everything was okay and they just wanted to help. Although they had grabbed me, and they weren't roughing me up, but they were trying to calm me down. They told me they were going to take me somewhere and had to remove me under the Mental Health Act. And to be honest, I knew that I needed the help. Yeah, I was actually grateful that someone, you know, basically was giving a shit, really.
What was different about this approach?
When the ambulance arrives, the subject is moved from the police car to the ambulance, and an officer accompanies the subject in the ambulance to the place of safety.
Hello there.
Hello.
We've come across a male in the street.
Oh, okay.
We've checked if he's ill or injured. He's not. We believe he maybe had mental health issues. So we've put him in the back of the car. We're considering sectioning under 136 of the Mental Health Act. We called yourselves as well, just to check him out.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
An ambulance is the preferred form of transport, Police transport should only be used exceptionally, such as in cases of extreme urgency or where there is a risk of violence. How well does this work in your area?
Puppy Yankee from Puppy Yankee 26.
The officer will make contact with the bed manager for the 136 assessment unit in order to ensure that there is a suite available to accept him. He will give the bed manager the person's name and address, if known, to enable the team to prepare for his arrival.
It was quite scary because the police were quite forceful at first. Like they'd go in straight with the handcuffs and put me in the back of a police van, which I found quite uncomfortable.
Well, they just put me into handcuffs and they got me down onto the floor, and the handcuffs were put so tight, it was unbelievable.
When I was in the van going there, they radioed through saying, rather large lady in the back of the van, refusing to give her name. And so I thought, well, I'm not giving my name.
And what do they say to you during this time?
They don't. Sometimes they've said not very much. They've just sort of put you in the back of the van or the back of the police van or the back of the car. Other times they'll say to you something reassuring. So it really depends on the circumstances.
How were you transported?
Normally by police van, but there have been times where I was transported by ambulance.
What's it like in the police van?
It's very cold and uncomfortable. It's hard.
And the ambulance?
That's more comfortable.
And do you know where you're going?
They don't tell you. No, they don't tell you. You just arrive at a police station or something and they don't tell you where you're going, no.
Sometimes I wasn't told. I've been 136 a few times, and sometimes I wasn't told, and other times I was told. But the first time I was ever 136, I didn't have a clue.
What did you think was happening to you?
I didn't know. I wasn't sure whether I was being arrested or where I was being taken, but then I just got taken to a hospital.
And have you been arrested or picked up on a Section 136?
I've been arrested, but within that, I think the two go together. I'm not sure that I haven't been picked up on a 136 necessarily.
It may well have been a 136. They don't necessarily give you all the information.
So do you think it was a reasonable thing that they did?
I think so, yes. I think they probably should have taken me. But it was sort of how they took me was the difficult thing. Was actually, not telling me they were going to take me to a hospital to get some help. They just said, you have to come in the van and we're going to take you to a place of safety.
When someone is to be taken under Section 136 to a place of safety, there are different options available to the police and ambulance service. These include taking the person to a place of safety at a hospital, which is the first choice. The person may be taken to the A&E of a local hospital for urgent medical care, which could include overdoses, physical injury, or serious intoxication. They should be taken to a police station if the person is likely to be violent, poses an escape risk, or is an unmanageable risk to their own or others' safety. The police station should not be used just because the designated place of safety is full.
So how did you feel in there?
In the police station?
Yeah.
I've found it horrendous. I didn't feel very good at all, especially after being strip searched.
You can be there from, if you're picked up sort of in the afternoon, you could be there for 12 hours all through the night, lying on a hard bed, or whatever it is, in a tiny police cell. So it's very traumatic and it's very depressing.
And when you're assessed in the place of safety, at the hospital?
That's slightly different because you're beginning to relax. The stress triggers normally are beginning to go down. You're beginning to relax a bit once you're in the hospital. You don't feel that you're going to be attacked or or anything. You begin to relax a bit when you're in the hospital.
Deciding on the appropriate place of safety should always be determined by the needs of the person subject to Section 136. How well does this work in your area?
All units stand by. I graded call, Papa Yankee section. Chesley Woods train station. Member of the public called in, nicely one female, mid to late 20s. She's at the end of the platform, attempting to jump in front of the train. It's a threat to life. Any unit to deal, Papa Yankee section.
Papa Yankee 24 available. Can you send it down to our vehicle, please?
Papa Yankee 24, many thanks. I'll show you a sign. Bring it down to your terminal. Papa Yankee 33, can I show you where the last?
Yeah, it's B71. Show me to the last. Can you pass it to BTP? Make them aware, please.
Still received.
We arrived at the station and saw the subject standing close to the platform edge, staring at the tracks and looking distressed. We approached her and asked her name, trying to encourage her to step away from the edge of the platform. She responded in a distracted manner, explaining she was pregnant, that she didn't think she could cope. We were worried for her safety and gently moved her away from the track. The subject then started exhibiting paranoid behaviour, so we informed her she was being removed under Section 136 of the Mental Health Act and was to be taken to a place of safety for her own protection. That she shouldn't worry as everything was going to be okay, and we secured her in our vehicle whilst we radioed for an ambulance.
They said they wanted to help. They said everything would be okay, that my baby would be fine, that I would be fine. I didn't really know what was happening. I was quite scared, but they were nice to me.
Papa Yankee, update re Chesley Woods railway station. Papa Yankee 33.
Go ahead, Papa Yankee 33.
Yeah, we've located the female. She's safe and well. LAS have been called. She's currently in the rear of the ambulance with 825. She's been detained under Section 136 of the Mental Health Act. They're going to convey her to St Clair's Hospital. 825 is with her. Can you get me the contact number of the bed manager there, please?
Papa Yankee 33, that's all received. I'll put an update on the CAD for you. I will let you know the bed manager's contact details shortly. All received. Papa Yankee out.
Yes, received. 33 out.
Is this a reasonable approach?